Hey y'all, Spacehead Dipper here, dipping some Skull Extra Mint. Now, I forgot to mention something in my video when I was doing a review of this knife right here, the Sog Trident, is that when you have it on your side, you can't even tell it's there. So, put it on your side, you do about what you got to do that day, and you won't even notice it's there unless you sit down, because the belt clip, the way it's raised, will dig into your side, and to me that's annoying. But other than that, if you adjust it just right to where you sit down and where you stand up, you won't notice it's there. It's very lightweight. Not as light as this little guy right here. Well, actually, they're about the same. Actually, no. This one has a little bit more weight to it because this is made out of all metal. Blade is 440 stainless, and the handle is aluminum. Now, the only reason I know this is 440 stainless steel for the blade is because I have a display knife somewhere in here, probably in my cabinet, and it's made out of the same material as this little guy, and it says 440 on the side. Now, to me, 440 is not a bad steel. It's not the greatest steel, but if you're buying a cheap knife and it says 440, I'd go with it because they're easier to sharpen. So yeah. One thing I want to say about this knife is it's a great beginner's knife, especially if you're starting to get into knives. Especially for a lady or even someone who is like 12 to 15 that has really small hands. These are good knives to carry. I've carried this one for 3 years, and I don't know if you can see this, but it's seen its usage. I mean, some of the finish is starting to wear off. Finish on the handle is starting to wear off, and I'm going to tell you now, I use this knife a lot. Never had a problem with it. Now, this is a Walmart knife, and knife, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate comments on it saying, why you buy your fucking knives from Walmart, or why you buy Gerber, Sog, etc., etc., buy Spyderco or Kershaw, or Case XX. It's like, don't tell me what I should buy. Because I see a lot of those comments on YouTube. I mean, if the person is happy with the knife they have, then so be it. Now, I have seen Spyderco Resilience, or is it Reliance? I can't remember. A buddy of mine has one, and he posted a picture of it, and me, it's a nice knife, but like I said, Spyderco and all that doesn't really look aggressive to me. I like a aggressive looking knife, like this guy right here, and also like to have a feature of a safety cutter that I can use for seatbelt cutting in an emergency situation. So yeah, I mean, if I do get the money, yeah, I will probably buy me a Spyderco, but most likely not, because I see a lot of people who like Spyderco, like Kershaw, Case XX, and just different brands like that, mainstream brands, expensive brands. Now, I know Spyderco is a cheaper brand, but I don't want to follow everybody else. I want to use a knife that I love, that fits my taste, which I'm a tactical person, and the Case XX is far from tactical. It's basically it's a hunting knife. Now, one knife that I did like that Case made was the Case Change. It was a pretty good knife. Or not pretty good, but pretty neat knife. Because you had 3 other blades with it. You had a saw, you had your plain edge, and I can't remember if they had the half serrations and half straight, but it was a pretty cool knife. But like I said, I wanted something I'll be able to conceal, something that I know I can rely on, and literally, I'm going to tell you now, ever since I got this knife, I was so fascinated with how fast it opens, and I just kept closing and opening it, seeing how long the spring would last, and it still pops out with amazing force and speed. So yeah, one thing to note with buying knives is always look at the handle to blade ratio. Now, I know some knives out there have a 1-to-1 blade to handle ratio, and that's nice and all, but I need something with a little bit longer handle. That way I can have a little bit leniency on gripping the blade, or not the blade, but the handle itself. And This little solid trident actually works out really well. Sorry for saying gripping the blade. No, you don't want to grip the blade. You'll end up cutting yourself. If anybody grabs a knife by the blade and tries to use it like that, you're a complete dumbass, because it's suicide. Another thing you have to look at when buying a knife, check your local knife laws. Make sure the knife you are wanting is legal to carry and legal to own. Now, the easiest way to do that, it's still good to check up on your knife laws, but I found the easiest way to tell if a knife is legal is if they sell it in your area. If they sell it, then it's legal, because they cannot sell a knife that's illegal. Now, down here in Louisiana, the blade inch limit is 4 inches. Anything over 4 inches is illegal. Like this little CRKT over here. Now, I was pretty stupid for carrying it, because this has a 4.5 inch blade. It's a fairly large blade compared to this little. How long is this little blade? I don't really know. Okay, so 3 inches exact. So it's a fairly small blade. Now, 3 inches is lethal, but I needed a knife with a bit of a bigger handle and blade, because I wanted to have that extra security. That way I know I can get a good grip on the blade and my hand won't slip off onto the blade. Basically cut me like this. So yeah. But other than that, this is a great knife. Like I said before, if you can, try and pick one up and give it a test run. So yeah, this is Basehead Dipper signing out.